Greetings. This is my second entry to my video diary. Yeah. I wasn't planning on doing one so quick. What is that? Disconnecting and reconnecting. I wasn't planning to do another one so quick, but here we are. You'll start to notice a theme. So my previous post and this post is done on early afternoon. I like to, have my day well underway by this point, but my last post and this post today is when I've been struggling. It tends to come in waves. I found, I read somewhere that get a huge influx of estrogen and progesterone and other hormones. I don't know about all of them and all the sciencey stuff, but you basically get a big influx of hormones, every few days. So I really do experience those waves. Like yesterday, was all right. I had my morning class 9:30, guiding it. And now it was tough getting up. I think I had about 8 hours sleep, but wasn't ready to get up. And I've been kind of trying to remain conscious of where my mind goes, and what my first thoughts in the morning are. And it's difficult when you wake up feeling so bad. Like, as soon as my eyes open, I need to throw up, but I know that it's just going to be a load of dry heaving because there's nothing in my stomach. So I've been, it sets a tone for your day, how you wake up on a morning. So I've just been trying to remain more conscious of that. And even though I am waking up in the morning feeling like shit most of the time, I do try and just take that moment to give thanks, which I do anyway, just throughout the day. But just trying to do that, and not let the feelings of nausea and not wanting to get out of bed take over, because it sets the tone for the day. So yesterday was all right. Once I did eventually get up, I think yesterday was the first day in a while when I didn't heave or throw up or take a nap. It did end up being, quite a busy day. So I think if it wasn't so busy, I would have taken a nap, because I did feel the tiredness in the afternoon, after I got all my pressing matters tended to. But then I had a call with my doula, or a lady who I'm going to be working with through this experience, which I've always known if I was to become pregnant, I would go, the whole natural home birthing route, and I'm very blessed to already be connected with the lady who I knew I would want to work with, Naomi. And she's also a yoga instructor. She is initiated into Smaitawi, which is what I've been practicing with Sematawi over the past few months. Almost a year now. I've been practicing with him directly online for a few months, but I've been doing my own studying before that. Anyway, so I always knew that, she'd be an ideal person to support me through this. And as well, just how she is. She's just so warm and lovely and nurturing, just good vibes all around. I had a conversation with her yesterday, and just that was the first conversation we'd had about it, other than when I emailed to inquire. So yeah, before that I was, as you'll have heard on my previous video if you watched it, I was just feeling very overwhelmed and lost about many things, because I'm fully clueless. I just know that I just know that the only thing I knew about what I wanted with this is that I don't want to go into hospitals. I don't like hospitals anyway. Then there's the whole coronavirus thing that's making that environment even more bleak. And yeah, just with, how hospitals historically treat women of colour, specifically black women. I don't want to deal with that shit. So yeah, thankfully Nay had space to work with me, which I'm really, really grateful for. So yeah, I had that conversation and just went through some things, and yeah, I was feeling like I noticed that the overwhelm and kind of trying to figure things out in a very unguided way, quite like not like a frantic way, but there's just so much to know and learn, and just feeling generally unprepared was adding to, I guess, my fatigue, and I guess I've been feeling stressed, but not stressed in the way that I'm used to feeling. Like I haven't felt frantic, or like when your heart rate raises and you lose your appetite. I mean, I lost my appetite a little bit, but that I put that more down to the hormones and my super sense of smell. Yeah, but the conversation just left me feeling elevated. So I went to get myself some prenatal vitamins, which hopefully will help the nausea. And I mean, it makes sense that I really, know why I didn't go get these first thing. I try and avoid supplementing, in tablet form. I'd rather get it from like whole foods and herbs. So I've obviously, read that you need a prenatal vitamin. I was like, do I need one? No, I eat well. But yeah, I've been conscious that my eating habits recently, in kind of been wanting to more drawn towards eating dead foods, as I was saying in the previous video. I've just been wanting like chips and bread and takeaways, chicken and waffles. It's not nutritious. Like I've been struggling to get my fruit and veggies in there, so it does make sense to get the vitamins. Well, I'm saying vitamins. I'm not American. So yeah, did that. End up ordering them online because the place where I go for my supplements didn't have the ones that I was looking for. So hopefully they will arrive today if Amazon Prime serves me well. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick post. Because when I'm not feeling good and I feel like don't really have the capacity to do anything, I just kind of like sit and scroll Instagram or YouTube and wallow in my feelings. I've got shit to do today. I've got people ordering herb packages that I need to put together. Working, doing like a little painting job. Well, it's actually quite a big painting job. It's quite a short timeline, so I've got that to do. But yeah, yesterday, I had loads of energy. I didn't take my nap or anything, and was doing this painting job till like midnight, which was later than I would have liked, but it needed to happen. But but felt all right about it. Once I was like, right, okay, I need to go home now, go to bed. I did, and slept from about 1:30 in the morning till like 11, and definitely still could have slept some more. Still could sleep some more now, but don't want to. I do want to actually, but I can't. I've got things to do. But yeah, I've found that when I do kind of push myself, be that, just in getting my day-to-day stuff done, exercising, I do find that I am pretty fucked the next day. So it's a difficult one. Like, I woke up this morning, felt like I'd gone 10 rounds with Mike Tyson. Like, my whole body was just aching. It's a bit weird. I can't really wrap my head around it. I'm used to my body and the way it's feeling making sense, and kind of knowing what I need to do to make it feel better, which is usually just, in my nutrition and my exercise. But at the moment, that's like what's, making me feel worse. And I've determined, that I'm just going to have to stop with the lemon water too, because I've been trying, like, making it every morning or most mornings still. But I have like a sip, literally a sip I had today, and it immediately wanted to hurl. So Naomi made the point that, right now, my body's forming a new organ, the placenta that's feeding this baby. Just reminded me not to put too much pressure on myself, because, certain things the baby might be rejecting, even though it's still very early. The baby knows what it wants and what it doesn't want. And, the baby's always going to get everything that it needs. But that if I'm not, fueling myself and resting well and looking after myself the best I could, then it's just going to leave me feeling depleted. So just trying to bear that in mind. Try not to put too much pressure on myself to get everything done. That definitely comes with a balance that I feel I'm yet to find. Because I can't actually relax when I know there's things to be done in the short term. Yeah. What I notice is when I've been getting very short of breath. I get short of breath really easy. Like, I was practicing this morning, or trying to practice this morning. Didn't really do too much of it. But yeah, going through the cows, like words of power or mantras or whatever. And usually when, it's in two parts, so that the one mantra, like the whole thing, is 2 breaths. But I had to, like, cut it up and take 3 breaths. So halfway through, I'll be like, but yeah, it kind of, like, I just generally feel quite unhealthy. And I see that I have got a little bit of a glow today, but that's because I've washed my face. I've made myself take a shower and wash my face. Yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to do a little quick update about the doula support. If you are going through this as well, and are feeling lost, and whether or not you have family and friends that are supporting you, I'd definitely recommend it, because these ladies are trained to let you know all of your options, and there's so many options that we don't know about for whatever reason. They just don't tell us. The jargon and the way that they phrase things can be really scary, so they've covered their own backs. They'll I've not even spoken to anyone from the health services yet. This is just what I'm just relaying. what Naomi told me, and things that I've heard or read from other people's experiences. They're likely to give you the worst case scenario in what could happen if you don't do what they tell you to do, so they've covered their own back. And it's so important for you to feel comfortable. I also keep getting whiffs of toast. Like, that's happened. Like, I just got one just now. Like, I don't even have a toaster. My grill's not switched on and it's closed. I just keep smelling toast. Which is annoying because I went to make myself some toast. Been having mashed banana on toast for breakfast. But it's got mouldy, so it's annoying because I did really, really feel like eating that. Anyway, yeah, it's just really important for you to feel comfortable throughout your pregnancy, and especially during delivery and labour, because if you don't feel comfortable, it's going to make the experience a whole lot more difficult, and possibly even dangerous. So yeah, I'm blessed to be connected with Naomi, and for her and her partner, business, I guess, partner, Anita, to be providing this service through Holding Her Space, which you can find on Instagram. Providing information through their Instagram, and I think they have a website, and also the free doula support for those who need it. It's because I knew that this was what I wanted to do, but I was like, I don't even know if I can afford to pay for it. It's been a very financially challenging year or so. As well, at the moment, I've cut down my teaching timetable just to four classes per week, and then when the project that we're working on progresses and the weather gets better, I'll be doing a couple of independent classes in the park and in spaces that we're working on. But yeah, for now I'm only doing the 4 sessions a week, and I'm on 0-hour contracts in 2 different places, so some weeks I'll have working from that, some weeks I won't. So I was like, yeah, before knowing that I was eligible for this support, there was that kind of worry. I'm like, what if I do have to go down the hospital route? Like, what if I don't have a choice? And then like all of the research outside of that falls on me, and it's just so much to try and kind of learn about. And that would have been part of my preparatory phase, had the pregnancy been planned. Just making sure, like, probably even doing my own doula training before conceiving. And I'll probably most likely would have done that. Still gonna do it at some point anyway. Yeah, so I'm just grateful to have this support. Because it is the fear does keep coming in waves, as I was saying before, the fear of just not knowing, and I thought that, like, your ultrasounds, your scans were like mandatory, like you had to go for those. I didn't even know there was another option. I never even thought of, like, obviously I know what the process of having an ultrasound is. Like, they have the machine and they put the gel on your belly, and they can see, this is a scan, they can see the fetus. But I never actually put any thought into, like, what an ultrasound is. It's an ultrasound. It's very loud in the womb for the baby, which I know that never even crossed my mind until Naomi was telling me, and I didn't even think there was another option. I thought that's just part of what you have to do. I kind of, like, from the reading that I was doing, I kind of knew that you didn't have to go for all the ones that they invite you to go. So I knew that I wouldn't be going for them all the time. that, you know, it's only necessary. Just one thing that I read was it's only really necessary to go if you probably, you know, terminate your pregnancy if the child has any defects. So yeah, I kind of knew that, you know, I'll, you know, go for one just to make sure everything's okay, you know, early, and then maybe another one, you know, later in the pregnancy. But I didn't even know there was an alternative, which I'm gonna look into, a Doppler, which I don't. It's apparently just less invasive to the baby. So yeah, just feeling a whole lot more relaxed about it. You know, I got my friends checking in on me. I've been really terrible at responding to them. But it's cool. Just they understand that I'm just trying to deal with my life. So I'm blessed to have the people around me that I do. Yeah. I think that's all I have to say. Apparently we get a whole 15 days of summer coming soon. And I'm really, I hope that kind of helps my energy levels too. You know, even the kind of little snippets of sunshine we do get, there's not really any any vitamin D coming from it really. And that was like another scary thing over the past few weeks. Like usually, as soon as the sun comes out, like it lifts me up. You know, I can't wait to, like, you know, go for a walk or just get out on my bike just to feel it on my skin. And yeah, over the past few weeks, you know, I got big windows in my flat, which again I'm very lucky. I've just got, you know, green outside the window. I'll show you in a second. So yeah, I can always see what the weather's doing outside as long as my curtains are open. And yeah, I'd see the sun coming through, and I'm like, why is this not bringing me to life? Why is this not exciting me? Why is this not, you know, improving my mood? So I did feel like I was in a very deep, dark pit of depression that I, like, no matter what I did, like I didn't have the resources to bring myself out of. I just kind of had to be in it. And then there's also that kind of like added guilt of, like, you know, knowing that, you know, what I'm feeling, the baby's feeling, and that, you know, with things going on with my mum, and, you know, work not coming in, you know, it adds a layer on top of, you know, dealing with that stress and that upset, you know, in knowing that it's not just me feeling this. But yeah, you know, Naomi was going into that as well, just being like, yeah, you know, just let yourself feel how you feel, you know, just remember to not become attached to it, and just don't allow those thoughts of harming your baby because of how you're feeling affect you, because it will, you know, it's gonna be harder to bring yourself out of it, and step back into the light. So yeah, just bearing that in mind, you know, whether or not you're growing, whether or not you've got a bun in the oven or not, you know, I think that's important to remember. And it is something that I've always practiced. I'm playing with my hair, like anyway, yeah, it's something that I've always practiced, you know, just allow yourself to feel how you're feeling, you know, and not beat yourself up about that, you know. I you know, how I've kind of you know, being told growing up, and even you know, currently, is when I'm feeling things, it's labelled as just wallowing, feeling sorry for myself, which sometimes it is. Sometimes, you know, sometimes I'm just feeling sorry for myself and I'm like, fuck this, let me just be here and feel sorry for myself for a little bit, you know, and it just helps me you know, organize my thoughts, like, you know, get to the root of, you know, why I'm feeling certain things. Yeah, then when I'm trying, when my thoughts feel organized and I'm trying to express certain things, you know, I get told that I'm wallowing, which there is, in my opinion, a difference between wallowing and, you know, doing the healing work. You know, wallowing is when you're happy feeling, well, not happy feeling like that, but you're content feeling like that, you know, and you're feeling sorry for yourself and not really doing what you need to do to bring yourself out of it. You know, you're just content being there and, you know, hoping that, you know, the world fixes things for you, or other people fix things for you. You know, the healing is when, you know, you sit and you marinate on your emotions and you inquire, do self-inquiry, you know, just try and pinpoint, you know, where it's coming from, you know, why you're feeling how you're feeling and what you need to do to heal from it, you know, not necessarily deflect your emotions, and divert them into the positivity. You know, the darkness is, there's no light without darkness. So those shadow periods, they're necessary, they're essential, in fact, you know, for elevation. You know, not everything is love and light, you know, sunshine, rainbows and marshmallows, and it's very toxic for a lot of society, you know, maybe your friends, family, relations, who are telling you to just feel all right and just look at the bright side. You know, it all comes with a balance. You know, you have to embrace the darkness to step back into the light, or else you just end up suppressing your shit in one form or another, and at some point, in one way or another, it will come back, it will resurface, be that directly, you know, for example, lashing out at the person it involves, or indirectly, you know, in the form of projection, onto other people or situations in your life, or, you know, maybe that it manifests internally, you know, as physical illnesses. You know, I lost my dad quite young. He passed away in 2018 at age 52. Started with cancer, but then, you know, it got like a tumour which was successfully removed, and then I think pneumonia. I don't really know exactly what it was that took him. All I know that his neighbour was like, he was definitely alive at like so and so o'clock in the morning, because I could smell his spliff burn. He was the only black guy in the area, only guy who smoked weed really around where he lived. So like, he was definitely alive at the early hours of that morning. Anyway, yeah, you know, he had his traumas that went unaddressed. He was quite an angry person. You know, I experienced a lot of projection towards me. You know, and you know, obviously there must have been something that I did to trigger it. What that was, I don't know. But yeah, I experienced a lot of projection. And yeah, he was just generally quite an angry person. Never physically to me. But yeah, you know, I although, you know, the illnesses that he developed are serious, you know, and fatal, of course. But I do feel like part of the reason why he couldn't make a recovery, like he kept kind of like getting better, and then something else would come along, was because he didn't really believe that he could come back from it, you know. in the way that he was speaking, and just in the anger that he held onto and the hurt that he held onto. I had never really been around in my life, so I don't know, the ins and outs of everything they experienced, but I know a lot about how he treated my mum. But yeah, later in life, he was really trying to come back from that, to make amends with me and my older brother. Just a couple, maybe 3-4 years before he passed away, he kind of came back around consistently. Less than that, actually, probably. It was different with my brother, but with me, maybe like 2 years, 2-3 years, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, because we all thought it was going to get better. He was healthy. All his life, he would cycle everywhere. He was very athletic when he was younger. There was no reason for him to not be able to come back from it. But he was kind of very against like all of the holistic options that they were offering him. They offered him Reiki, acupuncture, yoga and meditation. I was kind of, I was just doing my personal training at this point. But we'd go out for walks and stuff. I would never really feel confident in, trying to guide him like that, because he kind of knew already, and just didn't really feel like it would be received. But yeah, no, he was healthy, all his life. So yeah, I put his swift decline down to the energy that he held on to. There was a lot of healing to be done, like for him on a personal level, and also between with our relationship. I do know there was guilt that he held on to, and I probably didn't make it easier because I had questions. My older brother, he was just like, oh, he's here now, it's fine. Just everything in the past, sweep under the rug, water under the bridge. But I had questions. I'm a sensitive person, so yeah, mine and my dad's relationship was a lot more difficult than his with my older brother as well. There's the father-daughter, father-son dynamic difference naturally. Yeah, off on a tangent a little bit there, but yeah, just I don't even feel like I need a conclusion. I probably do, but anyway, yeah, just trying to not become too attached to my emotions and the things that I'm thinking, and also remembering that while they do breed a certain energy, and if you not doing the work to release that and work with it, then it can manifest. So another balance that I'm trying to find, in knowing both those things, because I do believe both are true. Yeah, so I think that's it. This is only meant to be a short little check-in 35 minutes later. But yeah, peace.